rush hour till 9 o'clock this morning. Traffic news next with Bob Richards at Scotland Yard.
Thank you, Tony. And the accident we had earlier at the Wandsworth roundabout, those involved, that's all been cleared up there now, so no delays there on the approach to Wandsworth Bridge. Out on the M1 this morning, from junction 5 southbound, the fast lane of each carriageway is going to be cordoned off for the understanding repairs to the central reservation. And the times for the coning off for northbound traffic from 8 o'clock onwards this morning till 3:30 this afternoon, and for the southbound flow from 10 o'clock this morning until around 4 o'clock this afternoon. In town, we've got two sets of roadworks which could delay you. The first set's in Marylebone High Street between the junction of New Cavendish Street and Weymouth Street. Diversions are in operation for the southbound flow. Northbound is okay, going up towards the Marylebone Road. And at the other end of New Cavendish Street, where it crosses Portland Place, they've got a large crane in the middle of the intersection there, and occasionally the traffic lights are being turned off, and the traffic is being directed locally by traffic wardens, so a place to avoid there if you can. 206 Travel News from Scotland Yard.
Thanks a lot, Bob. London's weather, 18 degrees at the moment, 64 degrees Fahrenheit, rising to back at 21 degrees centigrade, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And the weathermen say it's going to be cloudy with light rain or drizzle, becoming brighter with sunny periods later on. So watch out for some isolated showers towards evening. Tonight, though, dry.
George. George. George.
They're gone. They're all gone, man.
I know they're gone. I turned them out myself last night. You don't remember that? Come on, freedom fighter. You gotta carry on your battle somewhere else. Come on.
Oh, my God. You see what he has on his knickers?
All right, George. You gotta get ready?
Don't be in a hurry, man. Sit down. I'll make some tea. Then we can have a talk. Oh, Jason, please. Will you go down where you belong? Now, please, go.
You gotta get this place cleaned up. You gotta get down those decorations, get this place decent.
You got a cigarette?
We're in April, man. And you still got them up. That's terrible. You got no consciousness of your surroundings.
I smoked my last cigarette, Mokwe. You got one. Thanks.
Look. You gotta get this place cleaned like a new pin. You gotta get that Roy neck out of here. You gotta get fixed up with Mr. Barton. Then we're on the road, man. You remember, eh? You remember what you promised my Lily last night?
Tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow.
Tomorrow is too late. Mr. Barton gonna keep that job for you till 5:30 today. After that, he's gonna find somebody else.
Look, man, I can't take that job, Mokwe. I can't take that job, my friend. It's a matter of my principles involved.
You know any Marxist comrade going to make you foreman for 70 pounds a week? You forget your principles and take that job.
Look, Barton wants to make me foreman over those Parker bricklayers because he knows if he brings in a white man, the white man's going to the union. The union's going to black the site. If he brings in another party from another party, stop working and start arguments. Now you know why I can't take that job. I'll be a bloody black leg, man. A racialist into bargain.
You want your wife to come back to you, or do you want to go on like this?
You know me, man. Hell, you know me. Hell, man, I got a lot of fight in me yet. The Colonel.
Huh.
I'll go see the Colonel.
How's the Colonel going to help you? He's got no job for you. He's given out all the jobs he's got.
I got something to put to him going to open his eyes. I've got a new plan. You'll see. You'll see. Look, you go tell Zazie, I'm going to get these fellows cleared out of the flat. I'm going to get this place cleaned up like new. Tell Zazie I've got a new job with the Canon.
When you got the job, I'll tell her. Only when you've got the job.
Oh, no, on Thursday afternoon. Yes, yeah. Well, did they tape these shows, you know? Yeah. Hello, are you with you on that? Yes, well, I am, naturally. I mean, it'll be a peak hour transmission on the following Sunday. Yes, that's it. Yeah, well, to get the ratings, that's frightfully important in the media. Well, thanks, old chap. I'm sure your turn will come. Yes, yes. Regards to your good lady. Hmm? Yeah, I'll doubtless see you at the ecumenical. Yes. Yeah. Bye now. George, how are you?
Canon.
Awfully good to see you. Sit down.
Thank you, Canon.
Yes. And your wife, Lulu, isn't it?
Zazie Canon.
Yes.
She's fine.
Good, good. Good, good, good. And what can we do for you? Oh, by the way, you probably saw the young fellow waiting outside. Young Imtim Cool. I want to talk to you about him. Only arrived yesterday. Utterly lost and disoriented, poor fellow. It's most providential you're popping in this morning.
I want to ask you a question. Would you not agree that the anti-apartheid movement is widely dispersed?
Widely dispersed? How do you mean?
I mean, it's all over the place. You've got the United Nations in New York. You've got the OAU. You've got the NAACP. You've got your lobbies here in Washington, Moscow.
Yeah, you're not proposing another fundraising tour, are you, George?
Fundraising? Good Lord, no, Canon.
No, because funds are the least of our worries. Well, they are, in fact, an embarrassment. What with the Forster government banning us in South Africa and the World Council of Churches vetoing our arms-buying program, it's a real problem to know how best to employ the very generous contributions which are constantly flowing in. I mean, there's Chile, Catholics, of course, but with the Ecumenical Council
Canon,
now taking the view...
What I'm about to suggest could well resolve that problem for you. Huh? Who have you got representing the Christian underground at the centers of resistance? Have you got a delegate at the United Nations? Have you got a man at the Organization of African Unity?
Not precisely, but I myself, of course, from time to
Canon,
time.
you're not taking my meaning. You are the director. You are the brains of the organization. But the brains cannot work without intelligence. What you need, Canon, is a man who can keep you informed. A man who knows how to keep his ears open. A man who's got experience of the internal politics of the various pressure groups. A man with intimate knowledge of the main personalities involved.
Well, I think
Now
I
listen,
know.
Canon. You employ me as a roving delegate, and I keep you supplied with real inside information. That way, you can persuade people to do what you want.
Well, I don't
Just
know
take
about that.
Matuzato. Take Matuzato. They're considering him ambassador for United Nations. Canon, I can tell you things about that Matuzato. So when he stands up at the General Assembly and addresses the delegates of all nations, he speaks with your mouth. He speaks for you, for the Christian underground. And by God, if he don't, we can fix him so he don't speak for nobody. Canon, what I got on that Matuzato.
No. I'm afraid, George, we couldn't consider anything that was not strictly ethical.
Wait. What I'm talking about is strictly undercover. You appoint me official representative, and I do just what all such representatives do. I make speeches, attend conferences, address seminars, I appear on TV, and I got qualifications too. I appeared on TV all over Europe when I was on the fundraising tour. You remember that? I've been interviewed on television by Ludovic Kennedy. I speak at public meetings every week. Every ex-detainee comes to this country, visits my house. I know everybody in the movement, and I got a prison record second to none.
Yes, but George...
All right, Obed got a longer sentence, but I stood up to those SBs for 36 days. 36 days of continuous interrogation. Canon,
George, I know what you have suffered at the hands of these men.
36 days, Canon. 36 days and the things they did to me.
Yes, I know.
Now listen, man. You ever stop to think what it's like to have your penis nailed to a table? On tiptoe, I had to stand with a bloody great nail through my member. 5 hours on tiptoe. 5 hours on tiptoe. And I got weak ankles. 5 hours I'm standing there, trying not to think what's going to happen if my ankles give way. All right. Obed done 7 years on Robben Island, and I got only 3. But that was because I was done under the Explosives Act. They couldn't get the Terrorism Act to Parliament in time to catch me with it. 36 days, Canon, before I made a statement. Now that's a record.
George, don't think I don't understand how difficult it is for someone like you to accept that his part in the fight for freedom is over. For the time being, of course. But George, you're entitled to a respite. You're entitled to take a back seat for a while. Pursue your career. Enjoy your home and family.
I don't want to enjoy my bloody home and family. I've been taking a back seat for 5 years in this country. I want to go back into the fight, man.
Oh.
Why don't you get me back to South Africa? Fix me up with the dog collar and the black suit. Get me into Swaziland or Botswana. I know you can do it, man. Drop me by bloody parachute. I don't care. I tell you, Canon, you get me back there, and I'll give those bastards more than a bloody crucifix. I'm sorry, Canon. I'm sorry. I know to you that's like some kind of holy death ray. I respect that, truly. You've done a whole lot of good work with that thing.
You see, George, you and your kind are the frontline troops, and I'm only the old padre back at base, but we all have to serve in our own way.
That's right, Padre. From each according to his ability, to each according to his
Well,
needs.
yes, something like that. And that's why I'm asking you to take young Imtim Cool under your wing.
Tim Kulu.
The fellow outside, do you remember I spoke about him? He got in on a flight only yesterday.
Now, just a moment, Kenan. You've got to be very careful with these people. They've got blacks in the special branch, specially trained as infiltrators. Now, remember the last
Oh,
guy...
no. There's nothing wrong with this young man, George. No, he comes with the highest recommendations from his pastor. He's been through a great deal, it seems, and is in urgent need of help. George, we've got to take him in hand. We've got to set him on his feet again, as we've done with so many, with the help of people like yourself. What do you say?
Okay, Kenan. If you say he's a victim of apartheid, that's good enough for me.
Oh, splendid, George, splendid. I knew I could rely on you. Now, a little something toward expenses.
Oh, no, Kenan, I wouldn't hear of it. You've been very generous to me already. No, I won't take your money.
Oh, you're a brick, George, but we can't ask the good Lulu.
Zazie Kenan.
Your wife to give the young chap bed and board for nothing. It does fall on the wives, this kind of thing. We have to think of the wives, George.
You want me to put him up at my place, Kenan?
As you've done so generously with so many in the past. Of course, if it's inconvenient.
Oh, no, Kenan.
Splendid, splendid. I know he'll be in good hands. Now, you'll be in good hands with George here, old chap. You go along with George. He's going to take you under his wing. Well, cheers, chaps, and all the best to both of you.
Thank you. Kenan, I should explain. They don't drive the nail right through the center, of course. They pinch off a piece of the skin to one side.
My God in heaven!
Lily! Lily! Will you come here? You ever see anything like this? You ever in your life?
You look at the kitchen, Zazie. You just go look at the kitchen. See what he's done to your blender.
He has not touched this place since New Year. New Year morning, I get up out my bed and comes in here. And what I find him doing, that man standing at the window wide open, freezing cold. And he urinating out the window. What downstairs going to think of that? Lily, what am I going to do? I think I got to give up my comfort and my freedom. Living with my Sarah in peace and quiet and come back here to that man. That crazy man! Aye! There's a man round there in next door flat. He's speaking very civil to me, man. When I come off night duty, I going in, he coming out. We pass in the entrance hall. How are you, Mrs. Matanda? He say. Very well, thank you, I say. Very polite, very pleasant.
Zazie, what are you saying?
I'm not saying anything, except there are benefits for me too, living on my own. He hasn't got all the benefits, man.
I'll give you a hand. We'll clean up this place good, eh?
No, Lily. I'll bring my Sarah around in the morning with me when he's here. And I give him a good talk. Then I clear up. Come.
Come along now. Just off the boat? Your mate? Just off the boat, is he?
He's a refugee. My friend is a refugee from South Africa. He's a victim of apartheid.
Cole, what'd they do to him? He looks terrible.
He's scared shitless, man. He thinks he's going to be arrested for sitting with white folks. Can't get used to the idea that in this country, there is no Calabar. There is no Calabar in this country. In this country, there is racialism, but there is no color bar.
You got racialism, who needs a colour bar?
Take your coat off. How can you say it's cold? It's April. In this country, April is springtime. You got to get acclimatized, man. You got thin blood, huh? Well, we all soon get used to this climate. Look, Henry, I know how you're feeling, man. When they let me out of Robben Island, I wouldn't speak to anybody. Even to Zazie, I didn't speak. Oh, Zazie is my wife. 3 years in solitary confinement. After that, you don't feel loquacious. But it's better to talk. It's better for your own sake. You get it off your chest. You feel better. You made a statement. Is that what's worrying you? There's nothing to be ashamed of in that. Everybody makes a statement in the end. And if a man tells you different, he's the liar. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You want to forget it. When I gave in and agreed to make a statement, they took me to this special room, a table, chairs, and this stool, just like this one, maybe just a little bit higher. You sit on this chair with your legs straight out, not touching the floor. Your arms sideways, straight the same. Resting on your ass, balancing, you see. In front of you, they've got a psychiatric expert. He's got all the list of the questions you're going to be asked. Well, he don't ask the questions. Behind you, 2 special branch men. You can see them. They ask the questions. The psychiatrist watches your face when you answer each question, marks down your reactions. Each question makes a note on the paper. They go through all these questions, then they take you away. The next day, the same thing, all over again. For 10 days, they do it, man. Some of the questions are crazy. What is your name? What's your father's name? Where you go to school? But you got to answer. Same as the other questions. Who your contact in Joburg? Where your letterbox? Where you get the explosives? Crazy. They mix them up, these questions. And if you get tired and let your arms drop, the fellow behind you fetch you with a buffet on your head. Man, you learn to sit still and answer questions. They put the questions very polite. Major Swanepoel. He was my chief interrogator. Ever heard of him? Major Swanepoel. What a bastard. That man was known to every brother in the movement. Major Swanepoel. He had been to Sandhurst College for his training. Trained over here by the British. Sent to Northern Ireland for his practical training in the field. My God. By the time he got back to South Africa, that man knew all the tricks. Well, that's all done with now. You got nothing to fear. You're in England now. They got no SPs here. So long as you don't get mixed up with those Irish bastards, you got nothing to fear in this country. Ah, the kettle. Ah, you're looking at my book. Oh, no. You're welcome to read it. I've got to get it typed when I can get some cash collected together. I promised myself I'll get on with that while Zazie's away. She's on holiday. I don't know. But I don't seem to settle to it properly. And of course, I've got a lot of old friends coming around. And with Zazie out of the house, I've been living a bit of bohemian life, to tell you the truth. What did you get picked up for?
Ik was nooit meer gevangen.
You mean you never once in your life been arrested? You've never been caught without your passbook? Never been picked up in a house-to-house sweep or stopped in a prohibited area? They never got you under the Group Areas Act or influx control, public violence, public indecency, or unlawful assembly?
No.
That's just not credible, man. A black man of your years and you tell me you've never been arrested? That's not credible. You're working for the special branch. You're a bloody police spy. Come over here to infiltrate the anti-apartheid movement. You picking up information on the cannon. Oh my God. You done a good job too. You got that man eating out of your hand.
No, that's not true.
Then you're a bloody double agent. You're working for the Canon too. The Canon tell you to find out if I'm a party member. Huh. I can tell you now you're backing up the wrong tree there. I'm no bloody Stalinist. Me, a party member. Huh. You're making me laugh. A Marxist. Yes, I'm a Marxist. What do you think you're doing? Now, what do you think you're doing?
I better go.
Go? Where do you think you're going? You got so many friends in this country. You're going back to the Canon. Oh, no, you don't. You're not running back to that man to tell him I let him down. I've got an obligation to that man to set you up on your feet. Now, put that case down. Look, we got to work on this together. I got to think about what you told me. I've got to think out what to do. Right, come. I'll show you where you can sleep. Then we can go out. Come. I'll take you around the local. That'll open your eyes, boy. A proper pub. Not like those low-class shebins they've got at home in the townships. Come on, sit down. Come on, take the weight off your feet. Sit down. What's the matter with you? Sit down. My friend just arrived in this country. He's from South Africa. You see, in South Africa, to sit down with a white man is actually a criminal offense in a public place, that is. Now, will you sit down? You can't go on like this. That man could see you're embarrassed as well. Racialism is founded on the color consciousness of the black. You've got to get that through your thick head. Hello, Barbara. How are you, sweetie? Barbara, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine. This is Henry. Henry, this is Barbara, the Irish Rose. That's what I call her. Isn't that right, Barbara? How's your boyfriend? Is he still bringing those little presents? Her boyfriend is a steward in the British Rail dining cars. Some friends of mine. Sandra! Oh, Sandra! Hello, Suma. Billy! That's Clara. I like Clara. Henry, I'd like you to meet some friends of mine. This is Sandra. Sandra's from the Cape too.
Hello, Henry.
Oh, wonderful. Sandra was married to one of the top brain surgeons in the Cape.
Shut up, George.
She doesn't want me to tell you about it. Listen, she was caught by the cops at the back of an old man's car with the chauffeur. Big black guy. Of course, the old man managed to keep it quiet, so they didn't do it under the Immorality Act. How much did it cost your father, Sandra?
Honestly, George, you're unreal.
Obed, I'd like you to meet Henry. Henry, this is Obed. This is his wife, Suma. This is his wife, Billy. This is his new wife, Clara. Clara, of course. Oh, yes. This is Stanley. Oh, yes. And this is John. Big John, of course. Carrie! Oh, darling. I want you to meet Henry, please. He's a friend. Henry. Henry, this is Carrie. This is her friend, Betty. Sit down, everybody. Sit down, please. Now the drinks on me. Who's drinking one?
Hi, gentlemen, let's have your glasses. Haven't you people got homes?
I got a home, Barbara.
I got a home, and you're welcome anytime. How about it, Barbara? Come home with me tonight.
Where's that George? You are a little bugger.
Everybody back to my place. Come on, everybody. Back to my place. Now, come on. I'll get a bottle. Thank you, Governor. Good night. Jesus,
Yeah?
I had a hard time getting this. Where's everyone? Where's everybody gone?
It off. Never mind them, George.
Well, gone ahead, I expect. Well, we'll walk. All right. We'll catch them up at my place. Come along, Henry.
Don't walk too fast. I can't keep up with the shoes.
A party, you said? Funny sort of party.
I told you to bring your friend for Henry. Now, why didn't you bring your friend if you wanted a party?
Betty won't go with blacks after last time.
Oh, that Betty. She's a bloody cold fish.
Here we go.
I tell you something, Henry. All these white girls are the same. Bloody cold fish. Fillets of place.
He misses his wine. You having a go at me by any chance? What are you doing anyway? Where you going, George? George, I feel like it. No, come on, George, I feel like it.
For Christ's sake, Kerry girl, don't start that now. Now, come on, go talk to him.
I don't fancy him.
You're not supposed to fancy him. You're supposed to talk to him. Try bring him out of himself.
You ask me, he hasn't got anything to bring out.
Now, come on, move on. Christ. We ran out of drink.
I got half a bottle of gin in my bag. Yeah. He's been trying to live dangerously ever since his wife went off, but he can't seem to make it. Not, but I mean, he's all right, but he can't seem to enjoy it. What it is, you see, he's got regrets. He won't do it in his wife's bed, he does it in here. Ever so uncomfortable.
And that's all from Radio London for tonight. Tony Fish and Nick Lucy will be back on the air at 6:30 tomorrow morning with Rush Hour.
I'm stating the fact. I'm not making a bloody racialist statement. I'm stating the fact. You're a lovely girl, Kerry. A lovely girl. It's not your fault. You can't help your color.
Oh, oh.
This is Radio London, closing down. Good night.
Bleeding riot this is, isn't it, eh? Excuse me if I faint from excitement. If you want to dance.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to dance to this kind of music.
would you do if you had £1 million? All right, £500,000 then. Do you know what I'd do if I had money? First off, I'd have plastic surgery. I'll go to the best plastic surgeon in London, that's the first off. Not for me face, I don't mean. No, if I had money, I'll go to a plastic surgeon, I'll get rid of my stretch marks, I'll get my tits done up a bit, you know, with plastic. And then I'll go for a go-go dancer. Had my first kid when I was 14. Well, I had to own up to it to get excused PE course. They sent me to court, care and attention. I never looked back since then. Isn't that right, George? I never looked back. I've been raving ever since then. You ask George. Hey, George. They had him adopted. Oh, often wonder what happened to the little bugger. They don't tell you when you sign, see. Well, might lead to blackmail. Shall I tell you something about George? He's like me, George is. He don't take advantage, he's got principles. He could have had ever such a lot of money off that old Cannon he's always on about. He could have had it easy, George could, like Obed. Here, you met Obed? Obed works for the Cannon. He goes round all them places, you know, Denmark, Sweden and that, raising money for the cause, you know, and a bit for himself. He don't take what don't belong to him, he wouldn't do that. He's got very high principles where the cause is concerned. What he does is, he buys up all that porn and stuff, you know, all them mags and them blue films, and he flogs it out to South Africa. They're mad on it out there. Gets it sent out on the diplomatic. I don't know how he does it. United Nations, I think. George could do that, but he won't. I've said to him ever so many times, George, I said, why don't you go and get yourself fixed up like Obed? But he won't because of his principles. Of course, Obed's fighting apartheid too. Like he says, he's undermining their morals. Hear that, Obed? He's got 2 takeaway curry bars and a self-service laundrette. His wives run them for him. Got 3 wives, Obed. What I mean is, I'm like George. I could have money if I wanted it. I could have a lot of money. I could go on the game. I could go on the game tomorrow. I could make myself £200 a week on the game. I've thought of it often. I've got friend Lizzie, my friend Liz, she's on the game, but... Well, I'm sorry I didn't have a very nice time. Never really got going, did it? Still, it's like that sometimes. It depends on your mood, really, doesn't it? Well, ta-ra, it was nice meeting you. I expect I'll see you again sometime, eh?
Just a moment.
Here, go. Oh, you little bugger.
Okay, the next call is this one. Hello.
Is that me?
Yes, it's you.
Can I talk to the doctor?
Mm-hmm. That's right, that's me, I'm here.
Hello, Doctor. I keep getting very bad, is it called premenstrual tension? Before my period starts every month.
Well, it might be. What sort of things happen to you?
Well, I feel terribly bloated and I sort of get very tender. And I get very rapid.
Pas aan die slaap, skop hem wakker! Hey, kapper! Pas aan die slaap, skop hem wakker! Hey, kapper! Kom, son! Zwart gat op bloksem! Staan, kapper! Word nou wakker! Hey, kom! Zwart gat op zwart skop! Ga naar die andere weer!
Yes, well,
hearing not so good. We're going to improve your hearing. City Professor
George! Here, wake up, come on, wake up. Look, it's me, it's coming. You're all right?
Really enjoying life as much as you should, then time is to go and see
What
a
a
doctor.
bloody horrible nightmare. Bloody horrible.
Well, you're all right now. Come on, I'll stay with you. Budge over, come on.
Especially have the worst bit, so to speak, and it can help if you tell your doctor about them. Let me just put it into 4 groups. It'll help. First of all, there are people who, as you say, get pain, and that's usually at the beginning of the period or during the few days immediately before it.
I get a backache as well all the time.
That's right. Well, that sort of thing can often be helped by going.
You make your start in there.
My God, man. Looks like a bomb went off in there.
He's helpless, that man. He's gone back to sleeping on the floor. Go down your own path to the house, Jason. Go. Come along, Sarah. You can leave it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, George. If he goes, I go.
That's all right. That's all right by me. You can do what you want, Harry. Who told you to stay anyway?
Grateful little pig you are, aren't you?
He told the canon he was a victim of apartheid. Now it comes out all that's wrong with him is that a nervous breakdown.
I just suppose he got his nervous breakdown then, eh? You don't just get a nervous breakdown from nothing at all.
You don't get it from the Asbies either. You get your head bashed in, you get hung up by your thumbs, you get your prick nailed to a bloody table, but you don't get a nervous breakdown, I can tell you. They keep you too busy to be thinking about nervous breakdown.
Oh, shut up, George. You tell him. Go on, Henry. You tell him how you got your nervous breakdown. Well, go on. What are you waiting for? Go on. You tell him.
Met scholarship gekry om die universiteit te gaan, church scholarship. Toe was ek daar, ek was altyd reg. My pas was altyd reg. Ek was nie laf nie. Ek het nie gedemonstreer saam met die ander studente toe demonstreer hulle. Ek wil nie gevang word nie. Toe kry ek my degree, first class degree. Er was nie geld om my masters gaan vat. Ek moet 'n job soek. Toe kry ek 'n job by die Department of Bantu Education. Hulle sê ek moet Afrikaans gaan leer by 'n skool in Orlando, maar toe kom ek daar, ek weet nie, ek kan dit nie doen nie. Ek kry in die levity en ek staan daar alleen, ek heel, né? Vat ek so groot blik vol kak. Ek gaan terug by die klas en ek sit die hele kak net al rond op die vloer. Ek vat hom uit met my hande en sit hom op die stoel op die tafel. Maar hulle het my nie gevang nie. My hele lewe, ek wil net nie gevang word nie. Ek wil nie gevang word nie.
What are you saying?
All he's saying, he got his nervous breakdown trying not to get arrested.
Oh, you don't want to go getting upset just because nothing's ever happened to you. George didn't mean nothing. What it is, you see, if you haven't had happen to you what he's had happen to him, he doesn't think you're one with him. See? See what I mean?
Doctor of philosophy.
He's what?
He's a bloody professor.
Cool. Where you going?
Out.
You treat people like shit, George. Do you know that? You treat people like shit. Jealous. You're bleeding jealous. You're green with it. You're jealous of that poor sod because he's a doctor of what's it and you're nothing but a bleeding brickie. You can't stand it, can you? Because he's a proper professor and you're nothing but a bleeding labourer. All right, so you've done a bit of time out there and he never. That don't mean nothing. All that means is that he's got enough bleeding now not to get caught. For all you know, he might have done a murder. You've got no call, George, to go laying down the law to him. And I'll... No, George! No! Ah! No, all right. I'm sorry. Oh, God, today I learned to keep my big mouth shut and my legs crossed. Oh. George, that's you.
South African Race Relations Committee. Unfortunately. After I made my first public speech, I was arrested. 2 years I was on the committee. Each time I opened my mouth, they put me in jail. Zazie never knew whether I was coming home or she had to go down to the police station to find out if I'm picked up again. And when I was arrested, she'd go round to the black sash ladies and they'd give them money to pay my admission of guilt fine. And then they turned me loose. Up until that last time, when I was caught right outside the police station with a bag of explosives. I wasn't going to blow the police station. I was going to blow the pass office. But they wouldn't believe that. Those people I was on the committee with, good people, liberal people, when they let me out of detention, when they sprung me out of Robben Island, they fixed it so I could get a permit. That is, I could run a store in the townships. Well, of course, I couldn't run the store myself, as I was under house arrest and banning orders. Zazie ran the store. Zazie and her cousin, her uncle, her brother-in-law and his wife, they ran the store. And I sit at the back, drinking beer and smoking cigarettes. Those stores are gold mines, Kerry. People got to come to your store, or they got to go 1 mile, or maybe 2, to the next. And the next store just the same as yours. All the people in the township come to your store. Zazie working day and night at the store. She hearing that bell ringing on the till, it sounds like chimes of Christmas in her ears. My kids go for piano lessons. Zazie buys herself some nice dresses. Her brother-in-law buys himself a car. Her uncle's betting on the horses. We're a happy family. The sun's shining on us. And I sit at the back drinking beer. Later on, I drink wine. Sometimes I drink a whole bottle of Oud de Meester brandy, just like Commissioner Steenkamp drinks. Unfortunately.
Always inclined to what it's for. Never know, do you?
I'm still safe, and I haven't seen you yet. I'm very glad that you arrived. Suma. Hello, Billy. Are you well? Clara looking lovely as ever.
Sandra, my dear, how nice, how very nice. Do you know Dame Elspeth?
No.
A frightful woman, but stinking rich. Oh, this is very nice, very.
We decided to do the catering ourselves. We weren't having slave labor to function like this.
Quite. Oh, George. My dear fellow. Nice to see you.
Okay, then.
And how's young what's-his-name?
Henry Timcoon. Fine, Kenan.
How's your
Coming along fine.
Good.
Kenan, did you see the fella I was speaking with over there?
No, George, I can't say I did.
Well, it so happens when that fellow was in Moscow, he got in a bit of hot water with the authorities. Oh, they kept it quiet at the time because of the other party involved. Of course, he does not suspect that I know anything about it. But if you were to give the word...
George, honestly, you must learn to be more discreet. There's some very influential people here.
Don't worry, Kenan. I know how to keep my trap shut. Kenan, remember, the time for speaking is past. Remember that.
Excuse me. This is my second wife.
Marquis! Marquis, old chap.
A real pleasure. What do you think? Not a bad attendance, eh?
Oh, splendid, splendid. You've done a great job, as usual. Marquis, I was wondering, will George be addressing the conference?
Oh, yes, Kenan. He looks forward to this the whole year. Tomorrow is his big day.
Do you happen to know what he'll be speaking on?
As in previous years, the South African police and security system. His description on police methods and detention on Robben Island is very vivid.
Splendid, yes, splendid. Just as long as it's nothing too controversial.
Oh, no, George.
What?
I've got time to check. Oh, champagne. Here, you nicked that, did you?
It's kosher.
It's what?
Caramel sparkling white. They had to wrap it in napkins in case the Arabs spotted it.
Arabs don't drink.
Progressive Arabs do.
You're having me on. I know they don't drink because I had an Arab, a Lebanese. He didn't drink, he wouldn't touch it. He was on pills. Oh, dreadful he was. He was worse than him in there. Wouldn't leave you alone. Of course, it could have been the eggnog. Lived on eggnog, he did. George, you ever wonder what's going to happen to us? No, I mean, you know how people are always going around looking for things to get better and better? Well, it doesn't seem to me that things get better and better. I'm not saying that they get worse, not necessarily, but I can't see him getting any better, know what I mean? I mean, say you go around looking for things to get better and better like people do. Well, say they are getting better, but then just when you think that they have got better, you turn round and it seems that, well, they haven't got any better after all. Here, George, eggnog's alcoholic, isn't it? George, I've been thinking, how would it be if I was to move in here permanent? Oh, George, I mean, I done him a bit of good, didn't I? He's cheered up lovely. And that's what you wanted, wasn't it, eh? Get him on his feet. George, I'm serious. I mean, with me and the two of you, he won't get so bleeding heavy, know what I mean? And I mean, with the two of you, I wouldn't feel that I've got to be so soddy and cheerful and happy all the bleeding time, you know, like you do when you're with just one fella. Not that I don't like a bit of a laugh, I do. I like a bit of a laugh. What'd you say then, George, eh? What'd you think if I was to move in here permanent?
Yes. If that's what you want, Kerry, you can do what you want.
Oh, mwah. Oh, lovely, George. Oh, I'll get me things tomorrow. Hey, George, you're not pissed off, are you?
No, I'm not pissed off.
Because if you was, I mean, well, I don't mind bunking down in here.
No, Kerry, I'm just too tired. Those receptions Sandra gives, tiring. And I got to give my bloody speech at the conference tomorrow. Like you say, you got to be happy and cheerful all the time. Tiring.
All right, I'll let you get a bit of kip then, all right?
Good night, Kerry.
Good night, George.
Die zon is 'n klipsval af, man. Kan jy nie goed aanvas aan sit nie, wat bekeer?
He's got too many bloody clips on him, man.
Ek gee die jongen, steek hier op sy gat.
He's got one up his ass. He's got an electrode up his ass, man.
Hey! I'll talk. All right, ek gaan praat. Ek sal praat. Ek gaan praat, toe. Oh, I'll talk. I'll talk. I'll talk. Talk. Talk.
I'll talk. Talk. I'll talk. I'll talk. Talk. Praat, I'll talk. Hey, Shintik.
On our Arts Chat Show, and we're taking a look at some of the movies showing in town at the moment. What have you found, David?
Quite a lot of rather interesting things. Well, they're interesting to me, of course, which means absolutely nothing. But I am particularly interested in the Marx Brothers season of the Everyman. Where would the Everyman Hampstead be without their perennial Marx Brothers season? We've got all the goodies here: day at the races, night at the opera, ducks.
Where the hell have you been, man?
I overslept, man.
I've been waiting for you.
Agenda, please.
He's bringing the movement into disrepute. That's what he's doing. From all over the Commonwealth they're coming. Some of those men are risking their lives to attend this conference, and he's telling them jokes. He's supposed to speak on the South African police and security system, and he's telling jokes.
What kind of jokes, man?
Jokes about the progress we're making in the movement in this country.
Jokes against us, you mean?
Jokes about how the South African government is giving itself a medal for being 30 years in office, and he's reading that out of the paper. How that's a world record of any government for stability in office. How on that medal they're going to put John Foster's head on one side and his cock on the other.
That can't be true, can it? John Foster's head on the one side and his thing on the other.
Of course not, Sandra. That's his joke. They're going to put a crate horn on it, a powder horn. That's the Nationalist Party emblem. And George calls that John Foster's cock. That's his joke. And he's making jokes about deaths in police detention.
Oh, no, man, now that is truly bad taste.
Yeah, bad taste. Very bad taste. He says John Foster announced that deaths in police detention are greatly exaggerated. He says that means that those people are not as dead as they're reported. He says people who die in police detentions today are not as dead like they used to be, only a little bit dead. And that shows we are making progress. And George says, when they hung him outside the window at the John Foster police station, they hung him from the 15th floor. And nowadays, they hang people from the 10th floor. And that is an improvement of 5 floors. That's the kind of jokes he's making. Jokes about the progress of the movement in this country.
Well,
George is a bit headstrong. I tell you, man, if his clock timer hadn't ticked so loud, he'd have blown the police station and every bugger in it.
That was a mistake. He missed his way. He says he was picked up outside the police station.
Outside the police station, yes. Outside in the yard, trying to push his bag through the window with a bamboo cane. That was no mistake, man.
Exactly. You're saying that George is irresponsible,
George
aren't you?
likes explosives. He likes the bang, the big bang. I like it too. You light a fuse and you wait. It's dark and you're trembling and you're waiting. And then it comes. Bang, whoosh, and you're running, laughing. Oh, I tell you, it's a good feeling.
George is missing that. He's got a lot of fight in him, man, and he's got nothing to fight. That's George's trouble. He still wants to go on fighting.
We all want to go on fighting, I hope. It's just that most of us have managed to put the past behind us and settled down and got jobs. I mean, we do have to accept the realities of our situation, don't we?
He wants to go back to South Africa. He's always talking about it. Why don't we club together?
Billy, darling, that just goes to show how out of touch with us you are. None of us can ever go back. You ought to know that.
I thought you went back last year.
That was entirely different. Ma died and there was property to dispose of. And I only managed that because of... Well, anyway, I was truly lucky to get out again, I can tell you.
I didn't mean send him off on a South African Airways flight to Joburg or something. I meant that if we got him out to Mozambique or somewhere, they'd what you call it, infiltrate him.
And George knows as well as I know that's just not feasible for a man with his record. The liberation movement got enough troubles of their own without men like George and me. You send George out there to those liberation movement people, and they put him in the suicide squad, or they sell him over to the SBs for one of their own people. Look, nobody sees George no more, believe me.
Listen, we are just going to have to put our personal feelings aside. We really can't let George go on like this. For his own good, I mean. We have to think of poor old George and what's best for him. One of us has simply got to take him in hand.
Everybody's talking about George. What's best for George? What we're going to do for George? We've got to think of George. Who is thinking about Zazie?
George has got principles. That's the trouble with that man. Principles. When he released from detention, we get that store. And what he do? He steal from the store. He is stealing out of his own store and giving things away to people out of the back. More people going to the back of the store for free than coming in front and paying. That's his principle, he say.
We all got principles, man. But George is not the same as we. That George is crazy, man.
George can be difficult. I think we'd all agree on that. But that's why he needs help. Zazie, I know you've had a hard time. Won't you give him just one more chance?
You're saying I got to take him in my new clean flat?
I think we are saying that, aren't we?
When he behaving bad before, when he causing trouble and anxiety to your movement, what you're telling me? You're telling me to leave him. You're telling me to walk out on him, to make him see the consequences of his actions. That's what you're telling me.
Oh, no, Sussy. I beg your pardon, but I never said anything like that. I merely pointed out that he was being very irresponsible and getting himself talked about, and that you owed it to yourself and to us to take him in hand. I never suggested that you should leave him.
You are telling me that George is living a bad life, that George is not a proper husband to me. The house, always full of people, always full of drinking, always full of talk, talk, talk. Very well. I listen to you, and I think you're speaking truly. So I walk out of that place, and I leave him alone with those people. And I tell him I will not return except he become a proper husband to me. Now, you are telling me to go back. Now? When he's worse than even before? With women, and the house all broken up, and dirty, and more people in there that... No. I will not go back. I got a nice life for myself, me and my Sarah. Yes, I miss him. I miss him with his talk, and his bad ways, and his crazy principles. But I got my principles as well. And my principles is not to go back to the bloody National Health, carrying bedpans and washing sluice. My principles is to carry on with my private patient nursing. That's good money and easy work. Just to sit and see they dying quietly. It's good work for a woman like me. That's my first principle. My second principle is the house be clean. My third principle is there be no women in that house. No women and no men either. And my last principle is that George come back to me and tell me that he wants me to go back to him. That's my principles, man. And if I don't get my principles, then George don't get me back! But he won't do that. I know him. George, don't give in easy. George don't. He don't give in. And I don't want. I don't want him to give in. I don't want.
Honestly, I just can't imagine what made her take it all so personally. I was only thinking of the effect of George's behavior on the good name of the movement. Yes, I can see that it must be hard for anyone who hasn't been through what we've been through to understand our feelings when one of us starts backsliding.
I've never really understood what it was you did go through, Sandra.
Hey, look, George is enjoying himself. He's living in that place with Henry and that Carrie, and as happy as a pig in shit.
I don't think it's funny. We've got to do something. Is that girl supporting him? I mean, what's he living on? If he was made to face the fact that he's got to earn a living like anyone else, which he's perfectly capable of doing, then he will buckle down and get a job. And once he's working regularly, he won't have time to... I mean, it'll use up some of that surplus energy of his, won't it? And besides, it'll bring him more into contact with ordinary, normal people.
How are you proposing to do that? Starve him out? Oh, very nice.
Of course not. It's perfectly simple. I'll speak to the canon. He'll have to make other arrangements for Henry, and I don't think the girl's a problem. No doubt he owes oodles of back rent, but I'll have a word with Mr. Korczewski. And when he knows that we're taking a personal interest, I'm sure he'll be sympathetic. And then once we've got George's personal life sorted out, well, we can begin to apply a bit of pressure.
Hell, Sandra, you're applying sanctions to George. Let's hope it worked better on him than it did on old Vostok.
Let's hope it works better than it did on Zazie. If Sandra shows her usual degree of tact and understanding, poor old George could find himself out on the street.
How do you know they're going to rehouse you?
When you're evicted, they got to rehouse you. It's in the act. They got no choice, man. I tell you, he done me a real favor evicting me. Now I'm gonna get a real nice place on the council. You see, he done me a real favor.
Well, George, you're difficult to track down.
They rehoused me.
Yeah, that's how I found you. The Social Security told me.
Bed and breakfast, £42 a week they pay for me here.
Lily's been after me.
I'd gone underground, man. I had an £800 phone bill in that place.
The canon paid for that, and your back rent, and electricity, all paid. And he's got a job for you.
No.
He's going to fix you up with a minicab. They got a fund, a rehabilitation fund. They buy you a minicab, you have your own business, and you repay them when you're able. It's not charity. You're your own boss.
I can't drive.
You mean you have no license? You better start learning. You speak to the canon, he'll fix you up with a driving school. This is your chance, man. You live here on your own?
Yeah. Carrie's gone on the game with her friend Liz.
And that Henry, whatever happened to him?
He just popped out to the library.
And what are you doing? Aluminium powder. What the hell are you up to, man?
Decorating. Just a bit of home decorating. Cheer up the place a bit.
Shit, man. You're not using that old potassium chlorate igniter?
You do get a flash with that. What's wrong with that?
And what's your charge?
Plastic. It's in that book.
Jesus, this is a useful book. History of Special Operations. This is an official book. Where do you get it from?
Public library.
Still, this potassium chloride is no good. You got to use amyl in between the igniter and the charge. And you wait here. Don't move. And don't touch that stuff. You wait until I come back. Please. Obed Mokwe, you better come down here. No, it's George. I'm at
Good morning. Can I help you?
Yes, we'd like to speak to Mr. Matanda, please.
Could you wait a minute, please?
That was a nasty accident. Pick them up, shall we?
Let's all sit down for a moment, shall we? George has been having a bit of a rough time. Things rather piling up on him. And when that happens, things getting a bit too much to cope with, chap can't seem to see a way out, this wretched depression sets in.
What did I tell you, Zazie? What did I say to you? Now look what's happened. He's gone out of his mind.
No. There's really nothing to worry about. Your husband isn't a mental case in the strict sense. After the trial, he was given the choice. He's admitted here as a voluntary patient. George has clinical depression, something you don't get over without a bit of help. Fortunately, we're able to treat it with a reasonable degree of success. We've got George on a mild tranquilizer and a course of ECT.
ECT?
What's that, Sandra?
Electroconvulsive therapy. They give you electric shocks in your head.
All right, it's crude. But we have to face the fact that medicine is crude, even today. And of course, the body has wonderful recuperative powers.
Yes, but we are not talking about bodies. We are talking about somebody's brain.
Yes, of course. But there's really nothing to worry about in George's case. It's not as if we've got him down for leucotomy. Now, don't you worry, Mrs. Matanda. We shan't turn your husband into a vegetable. Well, I expect you'd like to see him. Nasri.
George. George. They've done it to him. They've turned him into a vegetable.
Nasri! Nasri! For Christ's sake, man, can't you give Morris his shot? I've got visitors.
George. George, are you all right? I've been so worried.
Oh, yes, I'm all right. And one or two decent fellows to talk to. The alcoholics are the best. One of the alkies is a real gentleman, wing commander of the Royal Air Force. Retired, of course. A very interesting fellow to talk to. He's got a mustache, a big mustache out here. Well, nice to see you all. How are you getting on, everyone?
We come to take you out of here, George. You come out of here with us. You'll be all right with me. I look after you.
Now, Zazie, I got to take this treatment. I've been sick, Zazie. Sick in my head. This treatment's doing me good. When I finish my treatment, I'll come out. When I come out, I'll be a different man.
I don't want you different. You live your life the way you want, George. That's all right with me. Live like you want, and I be with you.
I've been having talks with my doctor. He explains to me how I've been going wrong. He tells me how I got to learn to recognize the realities of my situation.
Oh, my God, this is terrible. It's that damnable ECT, that's what it is. George, you mustn't let them. I mean, George, you've got such energy. And although it's true that we've sometimes felt that... George, you've got to refuse this treatment. You've got to withdraw your consent. They must stop using this ECT. It's destroying your mind, George.
No, that is doing me good, man. I got depression. Clinical depression I got. that ECT is curing my depression. Oh, of course, it makes it hard to remember sometimes. Oh, that's a bloody good treatment. After that treatment, you feel like a newborn baby. All you're thinking about is when your dinner's coming. Gives you an appetite, that ECT.
How long? How long you got to stay, George?
I don't know, Zazie. I don't know. I got a hell of a lot to forget. A hell of a lot to forget.
Now, I want you to count down from 10 for me, will you please? Starting now.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Brevedor, please. Oxygen okay, please? Thank you. Just holding on to me, with you. That's fine. Good. Gag. Just hold his chin up. Electrodes, please. That's fine. Right. Thank you. Not too much.